to see all my unplucked eyebrow hairs.
All your rankles.
Eli used to call them crinkles.
Your crinkles?
Mommy, why you have crinkles on your face?
Kids. That's what.
Zach's with us in spirit today. This poor babe has worked,
not in person.
how many hours in 3 days?
I don't know.
He's had to stay over late till like almost midnight, if not 1 o'clock every night, just trying to catch up on stuff. You drip coffee in my car, just had it cleaned.
It's condensation.
Constipation. That's all I heard.
It's morning time, coffee time.
Our last little coffee talk got cut off short because we had interviews that we forgot about.
Oh, yeah.
So we're back, and Mom's looking haggard this morning because,
Dad's
baby.
feeling haggard, finals.
Same thing.
NBA. Everybody, they're like, hey, I want to be a business owner or work for myself. I'm like, well, it's not for everyone.
No.
It's really not. And,
There's more to it than just slapping an open sign on a building and paying rent and expecting to make all this money, which you can, but there's a whole heck of a lot that comes with all that people don't know behind the scenes. It sounds easy and it sounds super fun, and while it can be easy and super fun, it's not.
I feel like everybody, they're like, oh yeah, but you could just leave on Friday. I was like, yeah, I could if I'm caught up on everything, but there's also a bunch of weekends I have to work, a bunch of nights, and not nights till like midnight. I've pulled a couple all-nighters. I hate doing that because it ruins me for the next day. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like when people are talking about business, they always look at the positives from it.
And Zach never went into this like knowing what he was doing. Like he's literally learned how to do. No, I mean like you had to figure it all out on your own. You didn't have help. You didn't have a loan. You didn't have people telling you how to do this and that. You literally had to figure it out from the ground up. And
that's why the fines for it. That's what.
Okay, we never get to finish a good old coffee talk anymore, but I'm going to finish it here by myself. No, just wrapping up on what we were kind of talking about running your own business is not always super fun. It does take a lot to run your own small business, and there's a lot of things people don't talk about that it takes to get to that point. Nobody talks about all the hiring and firing and all the paying overhead, it's like having a whole other house down there. You still got to pay for all your bills down there, your rent, your electric, your gas, your cable. Nobody talks about all the training that you have to do with all that hiring and firing. You got to keep up with all your inventory. Nobody talks about your payroll. Nobody talks about your payroll tax. Nobody talks about your unemployment tax. Nobody talks about keeping your job to employee ratio so you're not burning your employees out, or on the flip side, not getting the services done. Nobody talks about that you don't get to clock in at 8 and clock out at 5. That business being ran is ran 24/7, even when we're on vacation. There are times that, oh my gosh. There are times that we're on vacation that Zach still has to answer questions about certain things that are going on down at the shop, which he's a business owner. That's part of his responsibility. That's part of the stuff nobody sees when, they're on vacation, they get to go take vacation whenever they want. Maybe whenever we want, but it comes with a price. 5 o'clock's just a time. Nobody talks about keeping your employees in their uniform or t-shirts or whatever you decide to put your employees in. Keep up with all the filming. That takes a lot of time. The website, keeping the website up to date, and all the things that it takes to add services to your shop or your business or whatever you're trying to do. To add services is not always about adding it to the website and performing it in your shop. It took us 2 years to get window tint. It's because of all the things that we wanted to plan for and not have a loan go out with it. Like we wanted to do it little by little and on our own, and we had to build an extra room for it. We had to get training and we had to buy all the supplies. Nobody wants to talk about not being able to see your kids 3 and 4 days in a row because Zach's stuck at the shop sometimes 16 hours a day. On the flip side of that, I'm almost like a single parent 3 or 4 days of the week because Zach's at the shop. While we are more than grateful for the business we have and the business we've grown and the way it's being ran and successful, it does come with a price. behind the scenes things that nobody gets to see. Everybody thinks it's so easy to rack money in and open a business, and it's not. And almost on year 4 of our business, and we are still like gung-ho about stuff. Like there's no slowing down. There's no like, let's sit back and work on our business versus in our business. And we're still right in the middle of everything. But we wouldn't trade it. We wouldn't trade doing anything. But with all the bad things that you could say about a small business or owning a small business is, we now just get to look at them as obstacles that we know we have to overcome, and they keep you in check, which in return makes things run more smoothly so you can continue to provide yourself, with the life you always dreamed of. And that's what we do. The shop has not only provided us with everything we need and most of what we want. We're more than grateful for that, absolutely. We were finally able to, buy our dream home, and we were finally able to take those big family vacations. And, I've had the chance to keep my littles close to me, and you raise 2 out of 3 of the kids down at the shop. We call them our shop babies because they've literally been there since they were a month old and on until, Stella started daycare and whatnot. I mean, I literally have pictures of Stella down there sleeping on the old desk before it was ripped out and replaced, and she was maybe 2 months old. We've watched all 3 kids grow up down there in almost the last 4 years, and it's crazy to look back and see just how little they were. And to even think 4 years, almost 4 years that we've been doing this. I remember when Zach came to me with the idea of wanting to move from where he was doing this, which was literally his driveway, to an actual shop. And he came to me with this idea, and of course I couldn't say no. We emptied our bank accounts. I quit my career, and we never looked back. It was the biggest blind jump I think I've ever done. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so proud of watching him literally grow this business from the ground up, literally the ground up. All he had to start this business was a MacBook, a literal old MacBook. That's the only thing we had to even start the business. And that alone has transformed into so many opportunities, including business trips and training and car shows and so many memories that more than we could ever dream of. And I know it's a journey we won't ever forget, ever. It's the look back. It's the look back to where you started and where you are now that makes every bit of the hard parts just obstacles.